So I just want to give a quick tip for the acoustic guitar, specifically in a worship setting and having to do with the capo. Now, the capo, there's a lot of opinions on it. A lot of people think it's a tool only for inexperienced players, but I'd like to try to show it as something more than that. And here's my premise. Stop thinking of the capo as a negative tool, meaning something to help you avoid those difficult chords. It's really easy to scan a chord chart and look for those chords that you know are going to give you trouble, F major, B major, E flat, and to think, oh no, I have to use the capo and get this into more other shapes that I'm more comfortable with. That sort of thinking is really going to limit you. It's going to force you into just a handful of voicings that you're comfortable in. And also, you're never going to tackle those difficult chords, and you're never going to get better at them. Instead, I want you to think of the capo in a more positive light, and in two ways in particular. First of all, to access other voicings for chords. So what a voicing is not the notes that make up a chord, but it's the order in which they appear and the octave in which they appear. So let me give you an example. D major in the open voicing sounds like this. Now that F sharp, the third, only appears one place in that chord, right on the top. Now if I take the capo on the second fret and I play a C shape, that F sharp is still up there, but it's also here in the middle of the chord, and that's going to open up some other possibilities, which you'll see in a minute. Some songs mesh well with certain voicings, and that's just a process of trial and error to see what works. So accessing other voicings. The other thing that capo is good for is shifting the frequency range of the acoustic guitar. And when you play open chords on the guitar, they're right in that sort of meaty middle range, around middle C, an octave on either side of middle C. And the problem is that becomes a very crowded frequency range, especially if you have a piano that's playing rhythmically. It's going to be right in that range. And if you're going on these open chords, that gets muddy really, really quickly. So what a capo helps you do is to shift into a higher frequency range. So you can take that G, and instead of playing it open, you're going to play it up here. And now suddenly the acoustic guitar is not competing in a sonic sense. So just let me give you two examples of songs and how this can be useful. First is the song Simplicity by Wren Collective. We do it at our church in the key of D. And you can play that open shapes just fine. And there's this little part where that third is going from a 2 to a sus. And then you got a major 7 on the 4. Okay, so that works. But I like to capo on 2 and play C shapes. And what that allows is for that motion to shift to this middle string, the 4th string. So it sounds like this. You can also let more strings ring out. And I think it suits the song better. One more example. This is for getting the guitar up into a different frequency range. The song Jesus Messiah, we do in the key of G, which that's a no-brainer, right? You play that open because those are easy chords. However, it can become muddy with other instruments when you're playing these real meaty chords. His righteousness, he humbled himself, Jesus Messiah, name above all names. Okay, on that song, I like to capo 3, and I play E shapes. These are the Paul Balash voicings, where you leave these top 2 strings always open. And 2 things happen. It shifts the frequencies up, like we talked about. But then also, I like that it has this nice ascending feel to the chords in the verse. So this is what it sounds like, capo 3, E shapes. Hear that low string raises up, and then on the On the chorus, you can really get into another range by playing this high E shape. That's a C. I like to find the B way up here. So just a couple of examples. Again, I don't play every key of G song like that. Very often I will play them open. It just depends on the song. Also depends on the other instrumentation. Are you leading on a guitar alone? Are there other instruments you need to fit in with? So it's a process of trial and error, but don't be afraid of those difficult chords. Don't think of the capo in a negative way. Experiment with different voicings to see what sounds good. And try it. And someone said that the process of getting better on any instrument is taking little risks. And that's what I would encourage you to do as you're trying to improve your skill. Hope this was helpful.